Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Sunday, July 18th, at 3:25 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 581 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. We didn't take a break. Border Patrol agents face COVID-19 crisis as Biden considers relaxing border rules. Coco go up to Miss Olympics after testing positive for virus. Hundreds of Jews visit contested holy site in Jerusalem. Lindsey Graham says he'd leave town to stop Democrats' reconciliation bill, citing Texas. Lindsey Graham floats Senate GOP leaving Washington, D.C. to deny a quorum for Democratic infrastructure bill. Ex-Joint Chiefs Chairman Mike Mullen, incredibly disturbing that military leadership reportedly feared Trump coup. Fact check, photo of Olivia Rodrigo at White House press briefing altar to President Joe Biden. Flooding death toll over 180 as rescuers dig deeper. Senator, bipartisan infrastructure bill loses IRS provision. LA residents torn as mask mandate takes effect. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Senator Graham says he'll follow the lead of Texas House Dems who fled state and leave for vote on spending bill, Fox News. Spike Lee addresses his Can Palma-Dor gaffe, no apologies, Fox News. Jamie Lynn Spears writes about peace after Britney slams family, page 6. Exclusive J&J exploring putting tout liabilities into bankruptcy sources, Reuters. Cruz accuses Biden of being in bed with big tech amid vaccine misinformation controversy, Fox News. Senator, bipartisan infrastructure bill loses IRS provision, Associated Press. Athletes to sleep on anti-sex cardboard beds at Olympic Games amid COVID, New York Post. Brazil's Bolsonaro leaves hospital after treatment for blocked intestine, BBC News. U.S. Surgeon General, COVID misinformation spreading like wildfire on social media, The Guardian. Harris visits Walter Reed for routine doctor appointment days after meeting with infected Texas Democrats, Fox News. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Haiti's First Lady returns as morning country faces uncertain future. Huge Oregon blaze grows as wildfires burn across western U.S. Surgeon General, there's no value in locking up people for marijuana use. Cyclist Tadej Pogačar wins second straight Tour de France title. Court blocks order lifting CDC virus rules on Florida cruise ships. Dozens sicken after chemical incident at Texas water park. Angry Britney Spears declares I quit on social media, attacks sister. Los Angeles sheriff refuses to enforce new indoor mask mandate. With disasters mounting by the day, the U.S. may finally enact real climate policy. Trump said he thinks he could have beaten George Washington in an election. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Vet fights for his life after getting COVID-19. Baby injured in alleged assault by father dies. Man sentenced for 2018 fatal stabbing. Giant, 82-year-old oak tree falls during storm. Man injured when dragged by freight train. Charges dropped in attempted hanging. Oh, hospitality industry makes a slow comeback. 100+ people decontaminated after chemical leak. Man freed after being trapped in ditch 18 feet below ground. Rescue cat helps kids with eyesight problems. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. How climate change hit wine country. How COVID-19 has upended life in under-vaccinated Arkansas. Shooting outside Nationals ballpark in Washington halts game. Aaron Gilmer, disability rights activist, dies at 38. Slip sliding away from history. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Nicole Hannah-Jones said Cuba is among most equal countries because of socialism. Washington Post report neglected spyware firm's Democratic connections in hacking investigation. Police capture alligator that trespassed in Florida mall. Rye spins 3-hitter, Jays beat Rangers 5-0 in first game of DH. Pats beat Nats 10-4, complete game suspended after shooting. Pirates Kevin Newman hits 1-foot dribbler off Mets pitcher, chaotic play ensues. Russia at Tokyo Olympics with new name, more doping disputes. Tadej Pogačar wins second straight tour title. Kraken facing crucial expansion draft decisions. Senator Graham says he'll follow the lead of Texas House Dems who fled state and leave for vote on spending bill. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Sunday, July 18th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Fourth stimulus check, will there be another relief payment? The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. OnlyFans model has her account taken over by hackers who stream ISIS beheadings. Dominic Lawson, kaput, if robots are the future, why do they keep ending up on the scrap heap? Nightclubs prepare for freedom raves on the stroke of midnight as last restrictions finally end. Stephen Glover, the next few weeks will be tough, the PM must now get a grip. Tragedy, stars Desert Syrian McKellen's Hamlet and COVID hit Cinderella Axie shows. James Hunt's son pictured with actress Ellie Bamber at Silverstone. I don't blame Anne Hathaway for ditching me overnight, Raffaello Falieri tells story of passion. Emma's to D4, but this dazzling play is empty inside, Patrick Marmion's first night review. Tony Blair, it makes no sense for the vaccinated to be kept isolating. Action plan, Nigel Colburn's essential jobs for your garden this week. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. In Orban's Hungary, spyware was used to monitor journalists and others who might challenge the government. For North Korean workers, Russia's Far East remains a windfall for them and for Kim's regime. Boris Johnson back in coronavirus quarantine on eve of Britain's Freedom Day. Germany comes to grips with massive flood damage as some regions brace for more rains. 2 athletes in Olympic Village test positive for coronavirus, the first instances of athlete infections there. Arab countries rush vaccines to stricken Tunisia in proxy battle for influence. With pandemic in mind, paired back Hajj in Mecca for second year. Haiti faces uncertain future as mourning First Lady returns. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus hive, Boris Johnson says he only briefly considered not isolating after COVID contact. Tennis star Coco Gauff out of Olympics after testing positive for COVID-19. Huge Oregon blaze grows as wildfires burn across western U.S. Colin Morikawa set sights on more majors after Open victory. Padres and Nationals recall nightmare scenes after shooting during game. Saudis behind NSO spyware attack on Jamal Khashoggi's family, leak suggests. It's cheaper, it's healthier, it's safer, how Black Americans are turning to vegan cuisine. Cavendish denied Tour de France stage record as Tadej Pogačar seals title. Turkey says EU headscarf ruling grants legitimacy to racism. Pinched ink, is it wrong to steal a tattoo? The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Vehicle of interest wanted in triple shooting outside Washington Nationals game. Klobuchar, infrastructure bill could include voting measures. Death toll in catastrophic European flooding, at least 183 dead. 4 children wounded in drive-by shooting outside party. Six Flags water park evacuated after chemical spill sends dozens to the hospital. 4 people dead after terrible single-vehicle accident splits car in half. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Brazil's Bolsonaro leaves hospital after treatment for blocked intestine. Oil-producing nations agree deal to control prices. Esra Abdel Fattah, Egyptian activist released from prison. Isami, dead flamingos and a helicopter crash landing. North Korea warns young people against using slang from the South. South Africa looting, clean up to mark Nelson Mandela Day. Olympic athletes self-isolate in Tokyo over COVID. Europe floods, Merkel shocked by surreal devastation. COVID-19, Ireland's top medical officers targeted by abusive calls. Kenya fuel tanker explosion kills 13 in Siaya County. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. It happened so fast, wildfire explodes near Lake Tahoe, forcing hundreds to flee. 4 die at Faster Horses Festival in Michigan, including 3 of suspected carbon monoxide poisoning. How hot is too hot? What to know about wet bulb temperatures, an increasing danger in extreme heat. Legendary Vermont pilot dies after falling from hot air balloon, passengers fly across state line. We are so unprepared, extreme heat fueled by climate change putting farm workers' lives on the line. Baseball game suspended after gunfire erupts outside Washington, D.C.'s Nationals Park. Veterans can now see how VA hospitals rank on patient satisfaction. Most do well. Then there's Memphis. The day in pictures. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Social Services Center opening to offer help to victims of South LA fireworks explosion. Mega fire and 2 other blazes sweep Northern California, fed by dry, dusty conditions. Matt George, popular podcast host, killed in hit-and-run in LA. LA County now requires masks indoors, but will people follow the rules? OC Rep Katie Porter is number 5 in fundraising among all House members. Earthquake, magnitude 5.0 quake strikes near Fortuna, California. Man climbs atop Knott's Berry Farm Tower, drawing police to OC amusement park. California recall candidate lineup revealed, but generates less excitement than in 2003. LA County indoor mask rules set to take effect as coronavirus cases keep rising. Photos, it's time for fun, OC Fair is back this summer. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Sunday, July 18th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. India is proposing a 2-child policy to keep its population under control, and it includes cash benefits for couples who opt for voluntary sterilization. Johnson & Johnson exploring putting talc liabilities into bankruptcy sources. 6 years a slave, Indian farm workers exploited in Italy. Israel recruited the Jewish National Fund to secretly buy Palestinian land for settlers. Japan breaks internet speed record with a 319 Gbps data transfer. Revealed, leak uncovers global abuse of cyber surveillance weapon surveillance. Japan sets internet speed record by transferring 319 TBS over 3001 kilometers. World News. Viktor Orban using NSO spyware in assault on media, data suggests. Private Israeli spyware used to hack cell phones of journalists, activists worldwide. NSO Group's Pegasus spyware, licensed to governments around the globe, can infect phones without a click. Private Israeli spyware used to hack cell phones of journalists, activists worldwide. Revealed, leak uncovers global abuse of cyber surveillance weapon. Merkel calls for climate change action as she surveys flood damage. It's terrifying, Merkel shaken as flood deaths rise to 188 in Europe. China's first human infection case with monkey bee virus dies, report. A French lawmaker on Sunday faced a potential legal inquiry and calls to quit her opposition party after urging people to lay siege to MPs who approve tougher COVID vaccination rules introduced by President Emmanuel Macron. The next headlines are from Forbes. Tennis star Coco Gauff tests positive for COVID-19, becoming latest athlete forced out of Tokyo Olympics. SEC election heats up amid cricket's AGM as tension lingers after CEO sacking tumult. UK counts more new COVID cases than any other country, one day before dropping pandemic restrictions. Former FDA head says Delta will infect majority of unvaccinated Americans, and may be most serious virus in their lifetime. 5 lessons UEFA should learn from Euro 2020. Andre Palat among 5 players Seattle must pick in NHL expansion draft. Box office, Escape Room 2 feat nabs $9 debut as Nicolas Cage's Pig cracks top 10. Hell yet I would leave, Lindsey Graham suggests Republicans copy Texas Democrats, flee Washington to block infrastructure vote. A smattering of 24 French wines to sample this summer. Ted Cruz claims Biden admin is trampling free speech by pushing social media sites to remove vaccine misinformation. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,719,060,884 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. The best coming-of-age movies streaming right now. Anthony Bourdain documentary Roadrunner gives boost to art house movie theaters. JXDN brings out Travis Barker, Ian Dior and Nessa Barrett to celebrate first live show, concert review. Movie theater owners blame Marvel's Black Widow box office collapse on Disney Plus launch. Christina Aguilera meets Brass with Brass, performing with L.A. Phil at Hollywood Bowl, concert review. Is the Anthony Bourdain AI voice in Roadrunner an ethical lapse? Maybe so, but documentaries have been sliding away from reality for years, column. Netflix's Bazoma St. John thanks Ted Sarandos for clarifying employee Slack firings. Filmmaker Chris Smith on 100-foot wave, surfing and Tiger King. Tom O'Connor, comedian and veteran game show host, dies at 81. Showtime's The End, a dark comedy from Australia, cannot quite find its tone, TV review. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. 2 athletes have tested positive for COVID-19 inside the Olympic Village. Tadej Pogačar has won his second Tour de France in a row. Merkel toured the damage from the flooding in Germany as the death toll crosses 180. OPEC and allied nations have agreed to end a dispute that has roiled energy prices. What it takes to get to Tokyo to cover the Olympics. A battle on the Gulf pits the Coast Guard against Mexican red snapper poachers. He left me all alone in the world, India's COVID widows struggle to survive. U.S. Census directors were all white until James F. Holmes stepped in. Latinas journalists ousters from Denver TV powerhouse spark outrage. 4 wounded in shooting outside D.C. Stadium during Nationals Padres game. The following headlines are from the week. Collin Morikawa holds off Jordan Spieth to win the Open. Former NASA astronaut, private space travel clears way for things we cannot even imagine. Former Joint Chiefs Chair says Mark Milley has more than made up for Lafayette Square mistake. IRS enforcement off the table as funding in bipartisan infrastructure deal, GOP senator says. U.S. likely past peak for economic growth, but economists don't expect sharp drop. Doctors unlikely to persuade COVID-19 vaccine hesitant, poll finds. When the problem is politics itself. 5 cartoons about Tokyo's spectatorless Olympics. Biden's rules, will they encourage competition? Fauci says polio, smallpox would still be in U.S. if vaccination drives faced similar misinformation campaigns. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. Physicists' early dreams of nuclear-powered spaceflight. The next headlines are from Universe Today. WIMPs versus Axions, what is dark matter? These are the news headlines for today, Sunday, July 18th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Ride along with Juno past Ganymede and Jupiter. SpaceX's Elon Musk to visit space, with Virgin Galactic. Northern Cross, backbone of Milky Way. Fogbows are rainbow's cousins. How to watch Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin flight on July 20th. Coat hanger cluster, looks like its name. The next news is from Politico. After catastrophic floods, Merkel pledges focus on climate protection. George Floyd's murder transformed America. Spyware used to target journalists and activists around the world, reports indicate. Poll, unvaccinated Americans least concerned about Delta variant. Taliban say they want Afghan deal, even as they battle on. Retired U.S. General, Afghanistan is disintegrating. Appeals court allows CDC to enforce plan on resuming cruises. Rob Portman says IRS enforcement off the table for funding $1.2 trillion infrastructure package. Social media must do more to support vaccination, Surgeon General says. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Australian News Live, fresh rules for Sydney's lockdown, COVID-19 cases spread into regional Victoria. Australian government cancels Katie Hopkins visa. Schools that excel, serious colleges melting pot proves a recipe for success. Morikawa holds off Spieth to take British Open crown. Journalists, activists and leaders targets of mass Pegasus hacks. Bob Carr appeals to UNESCO over Warragamba Dam. Schools that excel, St. Andrews a standout in the East. Schools that excel 2021, view results over the past decade for your school. Schools that excel, diversity and discipline pay off for Reservoir High. Legal bill for hotel quarantine probe tops $15 million. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Newswatch, does the bond market have it wrong about inflation? Market Snapshot, does the bond market have it wrong about inflation? Newswatch, expect a 10% or worse correction in U.S. stocks by mid-August, says this forecaster with a proven track record. Market Extra, OPEC Plus agrees to boost oil production, ending standoff between Saudi Arabia and UAE. Earnings Watch, what does a mature streaming service look like? Netflix is about to show us. Pfizer is making the case for COVID-19 booster shots, but Fauci says we don't need a third dose yet. Tax guy, I cover most of my parents' expenses. What tax breaks am I eligible for? Next Avenue, how to get good help with claiming Social Security, when and how you claim can be the difference between a decent retirement and a terrible one. A benchmark-beating robot thinks AMC will outperform Facebook and GameStop. It likes these other stocks, too. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Did you know about these well-known inventions created by women? Sepulpa Times. Purdue nabs 175 U.S. utility patents, The Republic. A robust patent strategy is the key for businesses investing in R&D, Gulf Today. Lightbulb moment, the battery technology invented in a Brisbane garage that is going global, The Guardian Australia. The Hydrogen Group's third patent awarded, iNews. The next headlines are from Quartz. The Anthony Bourdain audio deepfake is forcing a debate about AI in journalism. At least 3 cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed in the Olympic Village. 4 ways in which Biden's new child tax credit will impact inequality. Buke Osaka identity, Africa's unicorns, COVID-19 travel in Africa. Thanks to the pandemic, U.S. venture investors are having their biggest year ever. Biden's goal to boost support for families echoes a failed Nixon proposal. Will it take off this time? Can Farfetch own online lottery? Once a go-to for gamers, Discord is vying to be a chat app for all. Sex testing at the Olympics has always been wrong. Weekend edition, breaking the internet, space redemption, Olympic politics. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Funniest most insightful comments of the week at Tech Dirt. This week in Tech Dirt history, July 11th 17th. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Max Verstappen. Rich Paul. Sri Lanka versus India. Lewis Hamilton. Colin Morikawa. National Ice Cream Day 2021. Raising Cannon. Vanessa Hudgens. Titane. Charlo versus Castano. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Afghanistan recalls ambassador, top diplomats from Pakistan in wake of envoy's daughter kidnapping and torture. Trump says Americans refuse to get vaccinated because they don't trust Biden and fake news media. Hit for 6, cricket clobberer crashes spectacular shot over roof as England maul Pakistan, and American fans are confused, video. LeBron reacts to haters of flop film Space Jam by bragging about box office takings, mocks talk of taking tequila to NBA Finals. White House's partisan comments to blame for state's low vaccination rate, Louisiana senator suggests. Who are the Olympics for? Japan football captain calls for fans to be allowed to spot entire South Africa team being quarantined. Disrespectful, Verstappen blasts Hamilton as Britain blames F1 rival and claims hospitalization does not take shine off win, video. Sasusa, American plea to international community for help achieving freedom becomes top political social media trend. Cycling superstar Pogacar breaks more records as Slovenian ace becomes first person to win Tour de France twice in a year, video. Merkel visits areas ravaged by floods, says Germany needs more climate-focused policy. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Buchanan, is Biden really the Lincoln of our time? Uber's $59 million fine over sexual assault data was just reduced to $150K. Goodhart's Law, when investors mistake the distortions of the wall of money for wisdom. Greenwich housing market has gone from bust to boom as buyers now guaranteed to overpay. Mexico's drug cartels are stealing oil again. Morgan Stanley, this cycle will be hotter but shorter than usual. Houlihan Lokey offering junior employees 5-night Caribbean vacation in bid to retain young talent. Keeping up morale in the fourth turning. Top Biden officials now embracing COVID lab leak theory. Republican confidence in science collapses, Gallup. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Afghan rivals agree to meet again after inconclusive Doha talks. Algeria recalls envoy to Morocco in row over Western Sahara. Should families of foreign ISIL fighters be able to return home? Top U.S. health official warns of rising COVID infections. Iraq protesters demand accountability after killings of activists. Jordan's King Abdullah II to meet Joe Biden in Washington. U.S. firefighters continue to battle massive West Coast wildfires. Israeli spyware used to target journalists, activists, report. Palestinians condemn raiding of Al-Aqsa by Israeli forces. South Africa's unrest and the ANC's many failings. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Senator Ted Cruz, I want to see Sanders, Warren, AOC get on a raft and sail to socialist paradise Cuba. Wash Post, centrist Biden trapped by pro-migration ideologues. Cuba protester slams Bernie, AOC, you don't see Americans going to Cuba on a raft. Peter Schweizer, Hunter Biden selling art to anonymous buyers is genius-level corruption. National Border Patrol Council calls out Biden's border policies as inhumane. Child of Cuban refugees, if communism was so great, wouldn't it sustain itself? Cuba protesters warn Americans who like Che Guevara, he was a F-King terrorist. Exclusive, Iowa GOP chairman, road back to power for Republicans runs through Hawkeye State. Gulf cartel breaks out captured commander from Mexican border city hospital, second rescue in a week. Texas GOP chair blasts fleeing Democrats, farce turned into super spreader event. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. What was the huge boom in Missouri on July 14, 2021? The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. More Americans now consider themselves to be thriving than at any point in 13 years, Gallup. Innkeeper's kindness, housing people for free after storms, was contagious with everyone pitching in and sharing. Lego unveils first brake prototype made from recycled plastic. Watch their clutch strength and smash testing. Donated cars and cash flood into South Carolina. Mechanic who fixes them and gives them away to those in need. This week's inspiring horoscopes from Rob Bresney's Free Will Astrology. Watch Filipino inventor fly his hoverboard for 2 miles, setting world record for longest flight. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Sunday, July 18th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Newsweek, Mike Lindell, Steve Bannon urged supporters to watch MSNBC over Fox News, better coverage. Charges dismissed for Dover man accused of trying to hang his girlfriend. Spain porn star held after man dies in toad venom ritual. Animal control officers untangle owl, turtle stuck together in Virginia. Stuck sausage truck almost disrupts Tour de France. Florida man tries to throw live gator onto building's roof. Suspected candle thief in Florida injures dozens with bear spray during his escape, police say. Virginia to invest $700 million so every household have broadband in the state, Technokilo. Police call for cocaine users to be banned from football matches after Euros mayhem. Facebook catches Iranian spies catfishing U.S. military targets. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Why 90% of machine learning models never hit the market. Scopio is a whole lot more than just a stock photography library, and it's just $30 with this deal. This collection can turn you into the boss leader you've always thought you could be. Why cannot we find the mysterious magnetic monopole? NFTs are changing the world of art and collectibles. Here's what you need to know. iBrave provides a website home for life for under $100. Python errors, you probably made one of these silly mistakes. Don't mistake OpenAI codecs for a programmer. Good news, Windows 11 is moving to a yearly update model. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Sunday, July 18th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Colin Morikawa wins British Open, Utan Tony Finau ties for 15th place. Roosevelt man dies in climbing accident near Bridal Veil Falls in Provo Canyon. Maureen Dowd, slip sliding away from history. Tokyo Olympics, a guide to Utah's top medal contenders, how to watch, and a look at the game's newest sports. Explainer, will help with rent get to Utah tenants in time? Coalition blasts plans to divert Colorado River amid drought. Indigenous leaders call on Biden to enlarge Bears Ears as 25-foot totem pole travels from Washington state to Washington, D.C. Catherine J. Mock and A.R. Siders, is your town threatened by flood or fire? Consider managed retreat. FBI arrests Arizona man who was dressed as Book of Mormon figure during insurrection at U.S. Capitol. Leonard Pitts, if ignorance were bliss, Tennessee would be the happiest place on earth. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. The case against SQL. Boeing slows Dreamliner production after new manufacturing issue. Amazon's Elasticsearch fork OpenSearch reaches general availability 1.0 milestone. Tahoe's workforce is disappearing, as many can no longer afford to live there. Scientists find evidence of mile-high tsunami generated by dino-killing asteroid. More Bitcoin miners head to America, partly for cheaper energy. China secretively launches reusable suborbital vehicle for space transportation system. Fired COVID-19 data managers now running for Congress. Whatever happened to IBM's Watson? California approves a targeted state-funded guaranteed income program. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Crews finishing final touches on SWE's $11.50 and dental clinic. Missouri's 7-day COVID case average has more than doubled since the start of July. I-55 backed up at Loughborough following collision. Floating around those bases, St. Louis native Jake Burger hits first big league homer. St. Louis Blues announce protected list ahead of Seattle expansion draft. Amtrak resumes pre-pandemic passenger rail schedule Monday. Soulard celebrates Bastille Day with sample Soulard Sunday. Video, fans leave stadium after gunshots near Padres Nationals game. Major case squad investigates fatal shooting in Madison, Illinois. Missing 82-year-old man in Kirkwood has been found safe. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Boy escapes mobile home fire that killed grandmother. Proud to be a Padre, emotional Tingler reflects on shooting scare. Flash flood watch issued for mountains, more thunderstorms expected. News now, lightning puts on a show, sparks palm tree fire overnight. Fan recounts Padres players helping her, others to dug out amid chaos at Nationals Park. Businesses in San Isidro area hopeful border restrictions will be lifted. House of China cottage found vandalized at Balboa Park. Multiple boats burn on Lake Arrowhead, float around while ablaze. Padres Nationals game suspended after shooting outside Nationals Park. Tamarack fire south of Lake Tahoe prompts evacuations, Oregon blaze balloons. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. intelligence calls new Russian fighter jet a screamer. Indian Navy formally inducts first two MH-60R Seahawk helicopters. U.S. Air Force demonstrates automatic takeoff and landing capability of its combat drones. Details of British's main battle tanks leaked online. U.S. Navy rescue helicopter crashes near Mount Hogue, California. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Sunday, July 18, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Coco Gauff to miss Olympics after testing positive for COVID-19. Mom asks for help celebrating 13-year-old's birthday after continuous bullying at school. Mystery illness prompts warning to remove bird feeders, bird bags. Berkeley grad Colin Morikawa wins British Open for second major. Mask, how to prevent mask-related acne. Pandemic among the unvaccinated, CDC says. Deadly hit-and-run collision under investigation in San Jose. 13-year-old boy, woman injured in downtown Oakland shooting. Child tax credit checks, will they become permanent? Pure joy, woman captures moment mama deer plays with her fawns in river. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Get a snapshot of info in your community. Take the Mundelein Parks survey. Bloomingdale Mayor to give State of the Village address July 29. Late night crash on Fox River leaves boat atop docked pontoon. Mount Prospect man harassed ex-co-worker, police say. Fire possibly ignited by lawnmower leaves Crystal Lake home a total loss. Illinois has the 18th highest jump in new cases in the nation this week. I'm the Daniel Craig of DuPage, comedian Bobcat Goldthwait on living in the suburbs, returning to stand-up. Police, St. Charles man shot guest in head. State's top teacher, from Mundelein, just hiring more teachers of color isn't enough. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Felicia 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Guillermo 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Orange alert for Tropical Cyclone IN, FA, 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 9.918 million. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone 1021. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in China. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Sunday, July 18th in the Greenwich Mean Time time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Men identified as suspect in deadly shooting of a mother and her teen daughter in Southeast Houston. Extreme heat killing Christmas trees, or farmer says they've lost half of their crop. Britney Spears calls out those who didn't lend a hand when she was drowning. Pope Francis appears at Vatican window 2 weeks after colon surgery. Massachusetts Police Department introduces nation's first COVID-sniffing canines. 35-year-old mom and teen daughter both found shot to death in their apartment, HPD says. 28 released from hospitals after chemical exposure at Spring Water Park. It's flesh-eating bacteria season in Galveston, expert warns. Man shot twice on North Freeway in possible road rage, HPD said. TikTok tips help catch California murder suspect in Mexico resort town. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Probe, journalists, activists among firms' spyware targets. Balance, grit put Bucks on verge of first title in 50 years. Sunday charge not enough to spare spy at the Saturday meltdown. Out for a ride, Tadej Pogačar wins second straight tour title. California recall candidates dispute parts of official list. Buco Bizarro, Pirates swipe 3 runs, Mets bat fair ball foul. Keselowski ready for NASCAR career as owner, driver in 2022. Flawless finish, Morikawa wins British Open for second major. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra extra, a ticket on this space balloon will cost you $125,000. NY groups fear fallout from federal judge in Texas suspending Dreamers policy. National Weather Service issues severe thunderstorm watch and warning for parts of NYC and NJ. NY enacts election reforms, making it easier to obtain an absentee ballot. Bees Markie, Harlem's beatboxing legend and just a friend rapper, dead at 57. NY officials urge local community boards to not squander chance for Meghan Midtown redesign plan. Calls for justice continue on 7th anniversary of Eric Garner's killing. Eric Adams urges Democratic unity at fundraiser for Brooklyn Democrats. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Gearing up humanitarian assistance for Palestine refugees. Call for dignity, equality, justice and human rights rings out on Mandela Day. From the field, 8th letter humanitarian needs for Burundi lake dwellers. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. The Bay of tweets, documents point to U.S. hand in Cuba protests. Michigan Senate approves petition to revoke Whitmer's pandemic powers. Space jerks. Biden DHS official, Americans trying to preserve their heritage makes me sick. Universal Studios faces lawsuit over the OK gesture. White House, if you're banned for misinformation on one platform, you should be banned from all platforms. Big Pharma exploits and monetizes trans identity. Kamala's husband spreads misinformation, says COVID vaccine only thing that will prevent dying or getting really sick. Federal prosecutor paused Hunter Biden investigation before election, shielding then candidate Joe from public embarrassment. Southern border sees record-breaking surge in illegal crossings despite extreme heat. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. With pandemic worsening in U.S., Surgeon General worried. Explainer, how Blue Origin's Jeff Bezos will soar into space. In Trump's January 6th recast, attackers become martyrs, heroes. First positive COVID tests for athletes in Olympic Village. Biden, COVID misinformation on platforms like Facebook is killing people. Yes, McCormick Spices is hiring a director of taco relations. Gates and Green's America First rally in Anaheim cancelled. Can Top Honor mistakenly announced early by Spike Lee. No, this ironic Greta Thunberg sticker on a flooded car isn't real. France, thousands protest against vaccination, COVID passes. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. When the Tour de France ran through no man's land. The best sex toys under $50 to blow your mind, not your budget. Asked about Fox News, Surgeon General says misinformation contributes to lives lost. Harry and Meghan want Lilibet christened at Windsor in front of the Queen, report. COVID nearly ruined making the cut, but Tim Gunn and Heidi Klum made it work. OMG, I want this house, Portland, or New York's art gallery scene is back to party. One of America's best Gilded Age palaces isn't where you'd expect. Wonder where World War III might break out, try Taiwan. These are the most comfortable hiking shoes I've ever tried. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Jewish man attacked, robbed in alleged hate crime speaks out. Bachelorette star Caitlin Bristow posts crying video, feels so lonely. Citi Field staffed by rival Phillies vendors amid worker shortage. Packers teammate thinks Aaron Rodgers will show up to training camp. Schumer wants emergency personnel to speed up U.S. passports and visas. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Forecasting the historic heat waves battering the U.S. Anthony Bourdain documentary recreates chef's voice with artificial intelligence. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. The Ant People legend of the Hopi tribe and connections to the Anunnaki. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Spyware targeted journalists and activists' phones, report. Supreme Court's Justice Breyer needs to make retirement decision, says Senator Amy Klobuchar. Texas man arrested after armed standoff with SWAT team over lawn. Newly revealed Lori Vallow emails include last known photo of son JJ, outgoing flight day after brother allegedly shot at Tammy Daybell. North Carolina woman dies after getting hit by car and dragged 100 feet. U.S. will rue hasty exit from Afghanistan, says retired General Petraeus. 4 killed in grisly single car accident outside Chicago. Mental health experts call billionaire spaceman Richard Branson, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos self-centered and arrogant. Florida man crashed stolen car through airport fence, broke into Coast Guard plane cockpit, police. She Rates Dogs podcast co-host Matt George killed in hit and run. The following headlines are from military.com. Women's groups call for UN peacekeeping force in Afghanistan. U.S. hits Iran for delay in nuclear and prisoner swap talks. Tunisia puts military on vaccination duty as cases soar. Sheriff, Florida man stole car, got into Coast Guard plane. South Korea to bring home sailors aboard virus hit destroyer. Militia officials, U.S. drone destroys militia truck in Syria. U.S. probes rash of health incidents among diplomats in Vienna. Analysis, how Afghan war showed limits of U.S. military power. Events expanding to mark 100 years since John Glenn's birth. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. 4 dead, 2 injured in South suburban Hickory Hills car crash. 14 girls among 6 injured in South Austin mass shooting. 8-year-old boy shot in separate attack as 24 people struck by gunfire overnight in Chicago, 2 fatally. Illinois athletes head to Tokyo for an unusual Olympics, but without their parents or support teams, this is their moment to. 8 wounded in city shootings since Saturday afternoon, police say. No bail for 17-year-old accused of shoving Vietnam War veteran in fatal Hyde Park carjacking. 3 dead, at least 15 wounded in city shootings since Friday afternoon, Chicago police say. Vehicle for carjacking victim. Pete Buttigieg spotlights Red Line South extension while in Chicago to push for Biden infrastructure deal. Commentary, Roadrunner uses AI to create an Anthony Bourdain sound-alike. Here's why that's ethically squishy. Secretary Pete Buttigieg talks CTA red line extension. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Earth's richest man Bezos to blast off into space. How can you become a space tourist? Environmental concerns grow as space tourism lifts off. Who's who on Blue Origin's first crewed flight? France pledges to end chick culling in 2022. Germany questions warning system after deadly floods. California fire prompts evacuations, Oregon blaze balloons. Centennial of ex-astronaut, U.S. Senator John Glenn marked. Cannabis first domesticated 12,000 years ago, study. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Sunday, July 18th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Conforto HR in 9th, Mets overcome early gaffe to top Pirates. Resilient Suns, down 3-2 in finals, it's time to find out. Analysis, Edwin Edwards' legacy, it's complicated. Rodden dominates through 7, White Sox blank Astros 4-0. Burns back in all-star form, Brewers beat Reds 8-0 to sweep. Diaz homers during 7th inning rally, Rays beat Braves 7-5. Mariners outfielder Jake Fraley tests positive for COVID-19. Sounders record unbeaten streak to open season ends at 13 games after loss to Minnesota. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. SF Giants offense held to 1 run again, club loses another series to Cardinals. Bay Area TV Sports, what to watch on Monday Tuesday. Vaccine inequity, inside the cutthroat race to secure doses. Exploding 18,000-acre tamarack fire closes part of the Pacific Crest Trail as threats of dry lightning loom. How Blue Origin's Jeff Bezos will soar into space. Rowers say Olympic coach Teddy threatened, verbally abused them. Former SF Giant star Hunter Pence debuting as TV color commentator on Sunday. Rights group in Russia shuts down amid government crackdown. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Inside the Beltway, Republican governors to the rescue. Larry Elder challenges California recall disqualification. Amy Klobuchar, Democrats may put election reform in infrastructure reconciliation. Democrats scramble after anti-Dreamers ruling. COVID-positive Texas Democrat says illness shows sacrifice for cause of democracy. In historic test, U.S. Patriot missile shoot down drones in Australia. It's not punishment, Los Angeles County Supervisor defends latest mask mandate. Former Surgeon General calls CDC's relaxing of mask guidance premature. Klobuchar, Justice Breyer should leave sooner rather than later if he's going to retire. The next headlines are from The Intercept. What Amazon and Facebook get wrong about FTC Chair Lina Khan. The controversial prosecutor at the heart of the Julian Assange case. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Sunday, July 18th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. New long-term satellite analysis shows plum rainy season wetter now than ever before. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Army vet fatally shot man after they took psychedelic drugs, prosecutors. Carlos Rodden's Timies Astros as White Sox move 20 games above .500. Making a dent in the problem of preschool expulsion. Space Jam dunks on Black Widow to win weekend box office. Tony La Russa, Jake Berger's toughness an asset for White Sox. Teatro Zinzani revives Loop Theater with laughs, thrills and a slow-mo pie. An ID is required for almost everything. How is requiring one to vote discriminatory? Missing man, last seen in South Shore. If it gets cut, where do the cuts go? Blackhawks protect 11 players for NHL expansion draft, leave Nikita Zadorov exposed. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Government planned slew of bills in monsoon session. The Pegasus spyware, all you need to know. Full text, government's response on Pegasus project. First ODI, Kishan Dazzle's on debut as India cruised to 7-wicket win. Dubey wins vote of confidence in Nepal Parliament. Mortal remains of Danish city queen arrive in Delhi. Tokyo 2020, India's contingent checks in, training from Monday. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Sunday, July 18, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Kimikpalooza returns, with Mandalorians and Lokis galore. The next headlines are about world records making news. Japan sets internet speed record by transferring 319 TBS over 3001 kilometers, Hindustan Times. Jan Frodeno sets world record at Battle Royale, triathlete. Record-setting artist, author moves studio from New Orleans to Natchez, Mississippi's best community newspaper. Natchez Democrat. Adriano claims free kick against Real Madrid broke a world record at 105 miles per hour, Sport Bubble. 2020 Olympic previews, can Hostzu hold off rising field in women's 400 IM, swim. Another monster day of world records on day 4 Vertical Blue 2021, deeperblue.com. North Texan woman holds Guinness World Record for largest collection of playable gaming systems. 12newsnow.com KBMTKJAC. Larkana family sets Guinness World Record for being born on same day, Geo News. Pandixie officially holds Guinness World Record for world's largest fossil dig, wivb.com, News 4. India-born Simi Singh plays world record innings for Ireland, India TV News. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Mark Hamill discusses his role in Masters of the Universe, Revelations. The Walking Dead universe book cover revealed by AMC Networks. Space Jam, a new legacy takes box office's top spot this weekend. Shang-Chi actress Michelle Yeoh provides new details on her character. Google Maps provided users with a potentially fatal hiking trail on this mountain. Black Widow is a good film, but it has flaws that need addressing. Janik Zabrava will produce and direct Kindred pilot episode for FX. Amazon complains to Apple about fake spot review app, gets it kicked off the App Store. New Ultra City Smith's trailer has hit the internet. No Time to Die, Daniel Craig speaks on his final outing as Bond. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Adrar in Algeria at 121.82 degrees Fahrenheit or 49.9 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was University Weid in Dome Fuji at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Google details its protein folding software, academics offer an alternative. Hackers got past Windows Hello by tricking a webcam. Collectors are as confused as you are about that $1.56 Super Mario 64 sale. Twitch streamers rake in millions with a shady crypto gambling boom. The weekend's best tech deals, Mass Effect, Jabra wireless earbuds, and more. Gus Grissom taught NASA a hard lesson: you can hurt yourself in the ocean. Slow train across Siberia offers glimpse of Russia's rail ambitions. A troll, a pregnant man, and a low battery make the list of proposed new emoji. Facebook catches Iranian spies catfishing U.S. military targets. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Trump's tantrum over British Open offers another window into his soullessness. South Carolina has the worst roads in the U.S., but Lindsey Graham says he won't support money to fix it. Governor Ron DeSantis loses court battle against COVID safety demands, report. People think you're a pedophile, Matt Gaetz accidentally poses with prankster for beach photo. Trump infuriated an Aerosmith guitarist with a skeevy comment about women in front of his wife, report. Turning Point USA's right-wing youth gathering derailed by conservative adult film star. Why not leave office too? Lindsey Graham buried for boasting he'll flee the sea to avoid infrastructure vote. God has to be involved. Lauren Boebert says she's fighting communism because she's like Moses. Climate change and the moon are teaming up to create record floods on Earth. Arizona audit chiefs claim about 74,000 suspicious ballots demolished by CNN. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. I cannot stop staring at this Siberian mosquito Torado. Canada is beating the United States at vaccination. Illinois becomes the first state to block cops from lying to kids. The pandemic is roaring back where vaccination rates are low. Corporate giants have been lobbying against their own emissions targets. Facebook official bites back at Biden, insisting that the platform saves lives. Biden vows to appeal judge's ruling suspending DECA. Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene cannot find anyone willing to host their California rally. We can finally see how Tahiti's tiny tree snails evade fierce predators. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Billionaires in space, traders hunt $1 trillion unicorn, buy $ARKX UFO ETFs, Bloomberg. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Central amygdala microcircuits assume dynamic part in regulation of dread responses, Microbius India. ADP-gated receptors as novel drug targets for epilepsy Gir, Dove Medical Press. Indian scientists invent artificial neuron that will help create human-like machines, study says, Sputnik International. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Sunday, July 18, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Robert Hastings to appear on Coast to Coast AM with George Knapp. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Sunday, July 18, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News.8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News.8. All rights reserved.